These are the times when superstars collapse to ground and they come back stronger, like from booed to hero. Let's start. Everything started when Xabi Alonso arrived as the new Real Madrid coach. One of the first things he did was to fully trust his star winger, Vinicius Jr. At the beginning, things weren't that bad. Vini was still getting minutes and he was still dangerous. But then, everything slowly went downhill. His form collapsed. No goals, no assists, pointless dribbles, bad decisions, and worst of all, he clearly wasn't comfortable with his own coach. The chemistry just wasn't there. While Mbappé was flying and showing a great performance, Vinicius was sinking. And you remember when he said after losing the Ballon d'Or, "I will try 10 times harder." Yeah, he actually worked 10 times worse. Fans started losing patience. Vini out began trending on social media. And then the worst part, he started getting booed in his own stadium, the Bernabeu. Even before kickoff, every touch, more boo. That kind of the pressure destroys players. But let's be honest, none of that was an excuse. He hadn't scored in long time, and when I say long, I mean very, very long time. Then came the Super Cup El Clasico final against Barcelona, and that night, something felt different. In one moment, he beat 2 defenders and scored a brilliant goal. For the first time in 5 months, he reconnected with the fans. Still, Real lost the final. Xabi Alonso got fired, and yeah, Alvaro Arbeloa took over and started his job immediately. First game under the new coach, Vinicius was terrible again. And you know what? Before the next match against Levante at the Bernabeu, the boos were back, even louder. And just look him in the tunnel. Cameras caught him on the verge of tears that Mbappé had to come and comfort him. The game starts. He gets booed almost the entire match. Then came the next game, Champions League night again in Bernabeu versus Monaco. This time, it was a different Vinicius, the old one, the dangerous one. Mbappé scores the first goal, they celebrate together, and in the 26 minutes, with a beautiful team move, ball reaches him. He explodes with pace and plays a perfect triple pass to Mbappé and make it 2-0. Later, in another counterattack, Vini shows off as a skill move feint and he turned and assist to Mastantuono. One more, in this attack, he moves forwards and his pass to Flex and own goal happened. Once again, the goal exists because of him. And finally his moment. Boom! A violent shot into the top corner. He made no celebration and just runs back to the center circle. In this match, he carried Real Madrid almost alone. In the next game, he was great another time and played very crazy, but his form didn't just come back for one night, and it continued. In the next match, Vini did that again, and this time with this crazy beautiful goal. The kind of goal that reminds that he's still one of the best players in the world. His confidence is literally back. Now the real question is, did Vinicius Jr. finally come back? Let's flash back to the 24-25 season. Hansi Flick's Barcelona, a version that was absolutely terrifying. Almost all opponents were genuinely afraid of, and on the wings, one of the deadliest duos in Europe, Raphinha on the left, Lamine Yamal on the right. And this guy, without any doubt, he was Barcelona's best player that season. No offense to FIFA. He literally carried Barca in the Champions League, like when he showed one of the most historic performances of his career came against Bayern Munich, when he dropped an insane hat-trick. And then, there was El Clasico. Again and again, Barcelona destroyed Real Madrid with huge scorelines, and in every single one of those games, Raphinha was on the score sheet. He literally became a nightmare for Madrid players. But then came the Champions League semi-final against Inter Milan. Raphinha scored in both legs. He did his job, but Barcelona still got knocked out. Let's go a little further. Ballon d'Or announcement. Everyone thought it was between Raphinha and Dembele, but again, France football did something crazy. They ranked Raphinha 5th and gave the credit of best Barcelona player to Yamal. And whether people admit it or not, that moment clearly affected Raphinha, just like it affected Vinicius in the past. The new season started, and Raphinha wasn't the same, and in the middle of these, a serious injury came for him, and he was out for a long time. Until the match against Osasuna, he returned and he destroyed them 2 goals, and Barca win 2-0. He did this all alone. From that point, he kept improving. Goals, assists, and also slowly. But then, El Clasico again. Raphinha scores the first goal like this. And the game became 2-2. And then, Raphinha again. He scored the literal winning goal. The old Raphinha is back. He's back to competing with the best. From the top, to the fall, and back to the top again. But the same question, can he keep this level? Everything started when Kylian Mbappé, the best striker in the world, the guy who had just dropped a World Cup final masterclass, finally joined Real Madrid and shocked the entire world. He arrived at a bad time. Real Madrid under Ancelotti weren't in great shape and the team was struggling, and everyone expected Mbappé to instantly fix everything. But that's not what happened. He couldn't score and he couldn't influence on games, and in some losses, he was directly involved. Against Athletic Bilbao, he missed a terrible penalty. Real lost 2-1. Then in a huge Champions League night against Liverpool, another missed penalty and another defeat. At that point, fans were starting to lose patience. Some even asked for him to be benched. But then, slowly, something changed. As the season reached its final months, the engine finally turned on. Against Manchester City, one of the strongest teams in the world, Mbappé dropped a hat-trick and knocked them out by himself. From that moment on, he started scoring in almost every game. And then the coach changed. Yeah, that's shocking. But the one thing that didn't change is Mbappé's form. He kept top scorer in the Champions League and La Liga in the same time. 53% of Real Madrid's goals came from him. Yeah, that number is insane. And even at one point, in just 7 matches, he had 11 goals and 2 assists. He proved it again. After all the pressure and all the bad moments, he was back. And for another time, he became the best player in the world. An unknown Spanish striker from Real Madrid's academy, a name nobody recognized and a player nobody talked about. Until Xabi Alonso arrived as the new Real Madrid coach. At that time, Mbappé was injured, and Xabi Gonzalo Garcia. And not just a few minutes, he started him in a major tournament, the FIFA Club World Cup. And in his first match, he shocked everyone. He scored his first goal in his first play. That's insane! Just like that, all the cameras turned to him. Then came the third match against Salzburg. Gonzalo scores again. This guy was actually cooking. But it gets better. In the knockout stage, against Juventus, Gonzalo rises for a perfect header and he scores the only goal of the match. He literally carries Real Madrid to the next round by himself. And he's still not done. Next round against Dortmund, he scores again. At the end of the tournament, Gonzalo becomes the top scorer of the entire competition. For an academy player, that's crazy. Mbappé returns from injury, and Gonzalo goes back to the bench, and he gets a fewer minutes than before. But sometime later, Mbappé gets injured again. Gonzalo starts against Betis, and he scores a perfect hat-trick. Easily just like that. He had proven everything. Does Gonzalo stay at Real Madrid and fight for his place? Or he leave and become the main striker somewhere else? Thanks for watching this far. They lost almost everything, being boo, not winning things, but they back stronger, a leader all true comebacks. Hit the subscribe button if you like.